Good afternoon. It's good to be with you. Excited to get to come to you today with a new announcement. Before we get to that, I wanted to just commend the church, because even though we haven't been able to meet like we typically do over the last 6 weeks, the church has done an excellent job. You've really met the needs and served people within the church well. You've delivered meals. You've collected food for Christian Helping Hands. We've transitioned to our Sunday school classes to online. And you've really been flexible and deserve to be commended for how great of a job you've done as a church so far. Today, at the recommendation of the governor of the White House, the Lieutenant Governor of Texas, we are coming to you with an announcement about meeting. We are going to meet this next Sunday.
Yeah, one of the things our governor and lieutenant governor have been advocates for the church, and the church is an essential business. And God's business is essential, and so gathering together is very important. It affects all of us, and definitely is a presence in our community. So we appreciate that. So we're going to meet with our leadership this Sunday at 10:30. We're going to have a time of prayer and meet with them, and then they're going to sit in on the worship service that we have. It's abbreviated. It'll be online, and then after that, we're going to go over the plans of what we need to do and put in place for us to have effective worship, but also very safe worship. And after Sunday, we'll be releasing the findings of this meeting.
So we will be practicing all the social distancing stuff that you've learned and grown accustomed to. We have plenty of hand sanitizer, and we'll be marking the seating areas for you and your family to sit together. But as we said, this meeting this Sunday, we are going to have a leadership meeting, and the governor's recommendation was 25% capacity. Well, we're going to limit that to 10%. And after this meeting Sunday, we'll release a well thought through phased plan present what we need to do to continue to meet safely. We believe that we can meet safer than you can in your typical trip to the grocery store. Through practicing these protocol and our spacing out and with our hand sanitizing stations, we don't foresee there being a problem. We would also say that if you're at a high risk group, for example, if you're a medical worker, or if you have a medical issue, or you feel uncomfortable even being at risk, we'd advise you not to come.
We've been having discussions with our sister churches, and the different churches are taking different approaches based upon their facilities that make up their congregation. We feel this is the best approach for Shady Crest. We're not speaking of anybody else. By the same token, you as individuals have to make a decision about whether or not you're going to come to church here. And so you do what's good for your family. Like Tyler said, if you're at a high-risk group, you probably won't want to expose yourself to anybody else and take chances. You're not going to be judged about this. You just do what you're comfortable with, and we'll support you in that decision. We're in this for the long haul, and we're getting more and more back to normal. But this phase one, and so we want to do everything we can to get back as fast as we can, but not be reckless and put anybody at risk. Now, you may have suggestions or questions that we need to consider before we go to resume meeting on a regular basis. And so we want to discuss those things on Sunday. So if you'll submit those questions or suggestions in writing to us, or call us and tell us on the phone, this afternoon at 5 o'clock when we have our prayer meeting, our Zoom prayer meeting and get together, you can go ahead and talk to us then. We may not have all the answers, but together we can work those answers out and in a way that will make everybody comfortable. But most of all, in a way that will edify our Lord. I mean, he's the one said, don't forsake the gathering yourselves together. And so this is not only a physical decision, not only a health decision, it is a spiritual decision that we're making to move forward as fast as we can, because our community needs it and depends on it.
One thing we'll mention as well is that our online services will continue. So if you're uncomfortable meeting in person, by all means, do what's best for you and your family. But we're going to leave that decision in your hands, but we will be faithful and responsible to the guidelines that are given to us so that we can meet safely.